Hi everyone, I'm Amata, and today we're working in Sims 4 on a build that I'm actually in the middle of, and here comes the dog! Hey sweetheart, go sit on the couch. So, no thank you, I'm doing this. Couch. There she goes. Alright, that's going to happen a lot. That's my dog Mercy. She lives with me and she's a nuisance. Let's get into this. Alright, so we're in my build and test world. This is my family, the Mick testers. And we'll just go in. It actually was a lot that I downloaded from the gallery, and I'll show you who it was originally by, and I thought it was really cool looking, and then I found out that it was one of those builds that was just for the look of it and not actually going to work functionally in game. So I'm having to kind of rebuild it from the top down because I like the look, but you know, it's got to be functional. So let me jump into my library real quick and I will tell you it was here. So it was originally this build by Ewan Killaher. I butchered that name, I'm sure. But yeah, it's gorgeous and it's lovely, and it was originally a 40 by 30 build for one of the lots in Glimmerbrook, but as lovely as that looks, it actually was completely non-functional. There was there was total nonsense in the walls. You know, there were no rooms or anything. The floors weren't connected. This door down here didn't actually go anywhere. It's just against a flat wall and totally ornamental. So there was a lot of like little things, but I did kind of like the overall look and feel of this kind of cool castle manor house with this kind of entryway courtyard, and then a lot of cool stuff going on over here. So I downloaded it, and that's what I'm working on today. I put it on this 64 by 64 grid, which is where I like to put my castle for the Narnians, because I put the Narnians in game and play with them because I think they're awesome. Chronicles of Narnia was one of my earliest fandoms. So, and it's stuck with me all my life. Anyway, we'll get in on the castle building. Oh, by the way, I touch my face all the time. I touch my face all the time. You're going to see me touching my face all the time. I promise you, I've washed my hands, and you don't need to remind me in the comments that I'm touching my face and that I shouldn't be doing that while in quarantine. I know, I understand. I touch my face anyway. I'm very sorry if that distresses people. Okay, let's get into this build. So I've done a little bit of work so far. As you can see, I've got, you know, missing roofs and all that sort of stuff. And since it's on a much bigger lot, I just switched it over to this lot last night. So I'm kind of also wondering if, now that I have more room to work with, if I should expand the footprint of the building, or just have outbuildings like a guest house or a tower or a barn. I don't know. But we'll definitely have massive gardens. I love massive gardens. So what we've got so far, I added some decorative and functional stuff going on outside. On the original build, this whole area was just flat wall, just big flat walls with nothing on them. It just made this big square. Again, the look was for the gallery and not really functional. So I've kind of tried to pop out some interesting, a little bit of a balcony porch with some pop out, and I haven't done landscaping, okay? I have not done landscaping. If you see any kind of landscaping, it's incidental. I have not done the landscaping. But I added this cool little colonnade section down here, and of course this porch up above, and we've got the gazebo. Yay, gazebo! And I made the door down here functional. I actually switched it when I did the windows everywhere, and decided what my windows were going to be. I ended up, ignore this floating piece of platform. I ended up changing the windows out on this lower level, and so if you can see it, I put the door, I moved it around this corner, so there's kind of like a servant's entrance or a lower level back door utility entrance. It's going to go into a mud room. I haven't worked on that level at all yet, as you can see. So it's going to go into probably like a mud room and maybe a bathroom. And I'm thinking down here we're going to have, I've got the woodworking bench. So maybe like, I wrote this out somewhere. Ground floor mud room, maybe a gym or yoga studio, maybe a massage area or a sauna, and a magic room, since I am working with Realm of Magic, and as you could see from the windows I was picking, so I am trying to keep this a base game / Realm of Magic build. So anyway, I've got up top in the top tower, I've got 2 meditation stools, because what else are you going to do up way top? But I have not done the walls yet up here. And I haven't done the walls in what's basically going to be a painting studio, art studio. I love having art studios. I love having painters in my household, because they just paint all day and end up making tons of money, which is important. Let's put those walls up. Thank you. When I'm building, I usually build with the walls up, of course, so you can see not just how a room is going to lay out, but also like what the walls are going to look like, and you can add paintings and posters and wall textures and things. And then down here is the entry level. So the main entry to this house comes into this entryway, this formal looking, and I haven't done the walls here either, but I've got this formal looking, just entryway, where you come in and you take off your shoes and everything. And then a formal sitting area with fancy curtains and chandeliers, and I like squishy couches with lots of pillows, but in a formal room, they of course should be couches that look like they might be squishy and comfortable, but really aren't. So that's what I did there. Over here we've got some musical instruments, and over here, of course, we have some more of the musical instruments and a little, the classic 2 chairs and a table setup going on right there to listen to the music. So it's a combo formal parlor and music room. We've got a bathroom on this floor as well. I generally have a rule that when I'm building for The Sims, every single floor of the house or building will have a full bath. A full bath, not just a powder room or a half bath or whatever, but a full bathroom. And that's because I wouldn't do that in real life, but in The Sims, we all know that the Sims are stupid and totally incapable of taking care of themselves. So everywhere I go, I pretty much always have a bathtub or a shower ready for them to use because they're so stupid. Other things on this main floor is the library. In a castle build, I almost always have a library room. I know some builders are like, I can't build big because I don't know what to do with all that space. So one of the things I do before I start building is I make a list of the different levels that are going to be in the build, and then just brainstorm the different elements that might be in a castle, or think about the family that you're building this build for, and think about what kind of rooms they might have. And so that's what I did. So, you know, I'm looking at like entryways and a formal sitting room versus a living room, and you know, those can be on different floors, and a game room, you know, breakfast and dining, and you know, places to get your skills up. So that's what we've got here in the library. We have all these bookshelves, but we also have a nice little nook with the fireplace and the chess table. And then we also have a little desk, computer desk area over here as well. And then this goes out to the gazebo. Yay, gazebo! And the gazebo is got a little gate to open up to the rest of the patio area. So I do need to do walls on this floor. I've done flooring, as you can see, and I've mostly done drapes. I didn't do any drapes in the library. Should I put drapes on the windows in the library? That's a thing I will need to do. Anyway, down the stairs are what I consider the main like living space for the royals. And that's a floor that cannot be reached from the outside except by this one back door. And this back door comes, you know, it's way back here, and it's hopefully not going to be too exposed, because they are, you know, royalty after all. So we don't want them getting attacked or anything. But otherwise, to access this floor, you either have to come up from down in the servants level. Okay, I feel really bad calling it that, but like historically or realistically, that is kind of, servants either live down, you know, underneath the downstairs people, or you put them and their quarters up in the attic. And that's how it was. Obviously, I'm not going to build servants' quarters or anything like that. I might make a room for a butler, because I do have all the expansion packs. So they might have a butler or two. And I would probably put the rooms down here. But anyway, so, oops. Yeah, we're going to ignore that phone call. Sorry. Yeah, so the main floor here, the family's floor, you can't reach except by coming up from below or coming down from the formal public floor that, you know, guests can access. And the only public room, I would say, on this level is the formal dining room. So you would come down with guests down this stairs, and right in through here is the formal fancy dining room. And I am doing above the salt, below the salt, which is a thing that was in like historic, like, I don't know if it was Renaissance or if it was earlier, like medieval times, but basically the salt was only used by the lords and ladies and rich people, because of course there's always been the rich people. And so you'd have like here on the table, I've got this, little box, and that's my container of salt. And so you would have the tables in a larger dining room. You'd have the various tables divided by who was up close to the royalty and had salt on their tables versus below the salt, which were the commoners and people who were good enough to, come to a feast, but not good enough to partake in the salt. So I do have salt on the table in homage to that, and little tidbit. And so I've got the chairs, and there's 5 here instead of 4, because with the Narnians household, I usually include Mr. Tumnus. So we've got a fancy chair for Peter, and then I'm going to put Edmund and Tumnus, and then Susan and Lucy in the other fancy chairs. And then across from them are their guests, who have nice chairs, but not quite as fancy because, they're not royal. So screw them. Anyway, so that's the formal dining room, and that's the only room here that I would consider open to the public. The rest is just this kitchen that I was working on. I think this was the most recent thing I was working on, was putting together the kitchen and the kitchen colors, and trying to decide. I do have a bit of a, red and gold, crimson and gold theme going. Not my normal colors, but of course those are the official colors of Narnians, with the flag, which is usually, I'm pretty sure it's a red field with a golden lion rampant on it. I'd have to double check that. I do have the books, but I'd have to double check. But I'm pretty sure that's, if I remember correctly, the Narnian flag and standard. And so I've got, the red and gold kind of like in the tiles and, in the fixtures. I went for gold. I usually do like silver or nickel kind of fixtures. I'm a black and silver kind of girl. But for this one, it's gold. So, bleh. All right, let's go do the girls first. So the girls are over on this side of the castle. And so the first bedroom I actually did was originally Lucy's, but then I swapped it out to be Susan's because of the bathtub. I'll explain that in a second. So we've got Susan is in the tower here that goes to the gazebo on top, but she's in the tower with all the stained glass. Anything on this floor level, the kind of ground level, I used primarily stained glass for those windows in a don't look through our windows, we're kings and queens and you guys are peasants and we don't want you to be able to. Okay, and I'm back. Sorry about that. There's a couple times the dog will interrupt, and the food treat is a big one. We really work hard to get the dog to eat food, and I know, weird, right? Like, who else has a dog that just doesn't want food all the time? But that's our Mercy. So in order to get her to eat, I have a special treat. She never gets this treat any other time except for after she's finished eating a meal. So she'll come and she'll tell me when her bowl is empty. She'll nudge me and have a particular voice. I mean, it's the I've eaten my breakfast voice. Excuse me. Also, I wanted to say, I remembered this. My nose is sniffy. If you see me sniffing, it's not because I'm sick or anything. It's just that I usually have a sniffy nose, not runny, just sniffy. So I usually have a sniffy nose in the morning, just generically in the morning from the time I get up to maybe early afternoon. And then I get a stuffy nose in the evening, like, you know, kind of dinner time-ish to bedtime. My nose gets stuffier and stuffier. I don't know. It's just a thing. And it's not like during allergy season or something. It's literally just a thing. I have no idea. So if I'm sniffy, you don't need to worry. That's just how it is for me. So let's look at this. So here is all of these along the wall are from the same set. Also base game, so that's good. They don't match the dark wood of the window frames and the door and the flooring at all. But they're a nice basic wood, and they have the advantage of dividing the room. See, every single one of these options comes with that floor to chair height boarding, and that does add a little something to the room. Kind of breaks it up visually and doesn't make it so overwhelming. Like, let's look at this again. So this one, it's floor to ceiling brocade, and I like the match of the darker wood, although you can see where it hits the door, it's not exactly an actual match. Fabulous. But it's unbroken. It's really just, the whole wall is just this straight brocade. It's a nice pattern. I really do like that pattern. I don't have it anywhere else, do I? Did I give it to anyone else? Oh, I used it in Ed's room. So we could do matchy-matchy and have the boys have the same basic wall, only in different colors. Or not. Or not. That's the question. That is the question. Rough. I also have the question of whether to leave this exterior wall as stone, as the same stone that's on the outside, and leave that as like the wall, the kind of outer wall. Yeah, if anyone has any thoughts about that one, definitely let me know. I'm really curious what you think about whether these outer walls, maybe just this nook around where the fireplace is, and then these three walls, and then these flat inner surfaces could be papered. I do like making nooks. As you can tell, I am a fan of making nooks. I like nooks. I almost always will put a bathtub or a shower tub in its own tiled nook. Yeah. So that's something to think about. The other thing is, do I even want a fireplace here? You know, usually I'll put a fireplace in a fancy bedroom. If there's a bedroom that's going to be super fancy, I'll put Texas. I don't know anyone in Texas who would be calling me that wouldn't have an ID in my contacts. So here's the other option. If I don't put a fireplace in his room, I can put the bed in that nook instead. I don't really like that. Okay, I don't really like that, and I'll tell you why. There is absolutely nothing that EA has made for us, has given us, that will fit in a half tile spot like this to be like a bedside table or anything. Because EA hates us, because they hate us. So yeah, if I put a bed here, that will be wasted space, and the bed will not have any kind of bedside table or furniture. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I'm thinking this way to use this space, because putting it like that would, I think, divide up the room in a way that I don't like, you know, because you're chopping up usable space into this little walkway and strip. I don't know if I like that. If I put it here, we still have the bulk of this space as usable space, and then we can put bedside tables here, and then you're just getting into the bed, you know, with the rest of the space. You know, if we put a bedside table here, there's all of this that's entirely just, all of these squares are just for the purpose of getting into the bed from that side. Woof. Yeah, I don't like that. And then you'd have a table. Here's the thing I really don't like about this. You'd have a bedside table immediately adjacent to a door. So when you walk in this room, the first thing you're going to have is a solid piece of furniture sticking out immediately on your right. And that, I'm not a fan of that. That's bad. That's bad design. I'm not into that. So the big question is, do we put a fireplace here, or do we put a personal desk, or 2 chairs and a table, the famous 2 chairs and a table sitting area? That is the question. Okay, for now we'll leave the fireplace there, because, I mean, fireplace. I really kind of want a swanky bedroom with a fireplace in it for the High King. Let's find his bed. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go find his bed, and then we'll see what wall matches the bed best. And then once we have the bed and the wall, it'll be much easier to decide what fireplace we're actually using, if at all, and other pieces of furniture for the room. So I think it's bed. This one will be decided by the bed. So we're not doing Murphy beds, we're not doing pets. Although I do think I want to add pets to this household. But I'm not going to put them in the base build. The build I'm doing right now, that is no mods, no extra stuff, as few game packs and expansions as possible. I'm really trying to be limited in scope on this one, although I'm sure I haven't been. But I want people to have the option to put in pets as part of their family. But I'm not gonna build it that way. Not for the one that I'm gonna put up on the gallery. Okay, get rid of that. You're just disgusting. Okay, so let's filter out for red. Let's start there and take a look at beds that have red in their color. So we got this guy. I don't think anyone has this bed. No one has this bed. I didn't even use this for Susan. I didn't use this for Susan. I don't think it has a blue that I was going to use for Susan. And I don't think it would look on her wall either with the stained glass. I haven't given anyone this bed. Huh. It is from Get Famous, but I already have stuff from Get Famous bleeding into this build. So that's a big possibility. Did I not look at... Oh, it's the wrong color gold for Susan. That's why I didn't use it for Susan. That accent color is not where I'm going with this. Ugh. Oh God. No, that's terrible. This is terrible. It's terrible stuff. So this is silver instead of gold. If it was red and gold, I think that would be a slam dunk right there. Just do it and be done with it. But I'm not 100% satisfied. We got Princess Cordelia's bed. I mean, it's red. It's red and black, though. I don't... Not really there either. The blonde wood is just so out of place. So that, I think, is a no. How about this with the dark red? And the gold pillows. Dark wood, better color red, kind of gold pillows. That's a possibility. The biggest problem is that it comes from the City Living pack. And that's adding in a pack that I was trying to not require people to have. Have I used anything else from City Living yet? Is there anything that I was like, this is non-optional? This has to be, and it's from City Living, but oh well. Maybe the outside furniture. I feel like something was from City Living, and I was like, screw it. This is the thing I want. That happens all the time to me. Okay, so this is a possibility. It's a good possibility. It kind of looks nice. It could really work well in the room on multiple levels. City Living. God dang. Oh, excuse me. Absolutely not. And then we have the vampire stuff. Nice, but you know, the silver and black is a no. We could do just straight up red with its own brocade, and then we'd probably go with a solid, one of the solid, like this or that for the room. Does that match, or is the red a little too orangey on that bed? Okay, so there's one, and I know I've used the vampire stuff. I know I've used some of vampire packs, so at very least it looks good for a king's bedroom. It's not too crazy, and it's from a pack that I don't mind adding in. So let's look at these two rather than this one. Oh, so we have a darker orangey. Oh my goodness. Why am I so tired? So we have a darker orangey red on a bed with two different wood tones, a medium and a dark wood tone. Well, the wood tones are good. I mean, that's good. That's definitely, the wood tones work in this room. But the red is, I really don't like this orangey counterpane. I wish it was this. I wish this bedspread was on or had this counterpane on it. How pretty would that be? Oh, that would have been so great. Because I'm thinking this bed, honestly, I mean, okay, take a look at this. Let me show it better. See on the sides, the curtains, red and gold. That's the perfect red and gold right there. There it is. And the side of this bed is like, what is that even? Grayish brown tassels on a really, I mean, like a reddish brown, like a burnt umber. I mean, or like, what is that? What is that even? Like, that's gross. This frame is really nice, but the curtains and the bed on it are like, what is with the curtains? Ugh, that's gross. Okay, so this wood isn't great in this room, but these curtains are fabulous. That's exactly what we want in this room. And the red is radioactive. The red glows. It is glowing. It is a glowing red that matches none of the walls. I mean, this is the closest kind of match for that, is this wall, and honestly, I think it clashes. Get in there. Honestly, I think that's a clash, not a match. I hate this game so much. Ugh, why, game? Why? Oh my god, I hate this game so much. Okay, let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. These are, I mean, they're possibilities, but let's look at, we could go simple. We could go with the king who really eschews any kind of things that match and don't clash horribly. Look how disgusting that is. That's like bad tomato soup next to good tomato soup. It's really bad. Oh, that's gross. Ugh. Okay. We also have the new stuff from University. These are pinky brownie things, not red things. We got the quilted bed, cats and dogs. Lots of people have cats and dogs. That pack was, lots of people have it, although many people regret having it. Oh, look at this. Look how pretty that is. That's kind of pretty. It's also blue. The wood is blue. Why, game? Why? I mean, so that's a possibility right there. Look at that. I mean, it's not great. It's not great. It will be a hard match, but I mean, there's things about it. I mean, it's nice, it's simple, it's not brocade on the covers or pillows, so I could use brocade on the walls. It's a totally weird wood color. What is that, gray? Is that supposed to be painted wood, or is that supposed to be like ash wood, or what other woods are naturally that kind of gray color? Ash? Birch? Beech? No, beech is more blonde, I think. All right, we'll put it down and just consider. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what I think about this. I mean, there's some natural, like, nature motifs going on in it that I think work well with an overall Narnian theme. And the wood color isn't that bad. I think it actually kind of, well, it's not an exact match because, of course, it's wood. So there's no exact matches for any wood ever. But I think it goes okay with the wood. Ugh, no, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Yay! Okay. And it's got both the red and the gold. To be honest, don't hate me, but I kind of like that bed as an option better than this bed. I really do. The wood of the other bed was kind of a stumbling block, and this has some interesting character. Some like, I'm High King Peter and I don't give a fuck. Way too orange, and of course the wood from that, that's the Sulani, the what pack is that? That's the, it's the pack with Sulani and the mermaids and the tropical. It's not tropical living. It's, oh, this is gonna bother me now. Sorry. We don't really need to do this, but it's gonna bother me if I don't look it up. Island living. Island living. That's what pack it's from. It's from Island living. Okay. That would have bothered me. It would have freaked me out. Ugh. More black. Bright red and black wood. No. Nope. Nope. Maybe. I mean, it's basic. It's the classic mission style, you know, bed. The red, of course, is going to be problematic. Because, of course it is. We're not going to do the dreamy pad. That just doesn't match. Okay, so here's one. This one. We're going to look at it outside. Where there's space to kind of go around it. So we got red and gold. We got some black. We have the two-toned wood that is and that stained glass top. I mean, this is a swanky ass bed. It matches Susan's bed. It's the same type as Susan's bed. And so there's some symmetry there with the High King and the High Queen having similar levels of swank in their bedroom. I mean, it is totally out of left field. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It is from the Realm of Magic pack, which means, you know, that's the primary pack that I'm kind of drawing from for windows and doors, and if possible, you know, we've got the tables and chairs. Not in the dining room. Screw the dining room. But like these tables are both Realm of Magic. This table, these chairs, Realm of Magic. And there, of course, is Susan's matching bed. I think my biggest problem here is that, see how Susan's bed is a lot more focused and uniform? Like, it's not two-toned wood. It's pretty much three colors, this blue, this lighter blue, and then the color in that stripe matches the color on the drapes. And that's it. That's all the color, you know. It's much more, you know, focused, and this has two-toned wood. It's got the red, it's got the gold, it's got the black, it's got more red on these tassels, and this, I know that's supposed to match the red and gold that's on the bed, but kind of, because it's stained glass, you're kind of getting a yellow vibe, you know, a different red and a different gold. You're getting more of a yellow and a what the heck is that red up there? Brick? So it just feels like there's way too many things going on this bed. I really just don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Do I like it better than any of these? Well, to be honest, I think I like it better than this one. This one is a more home, cottage, quilting kind of look. Sort of rustic, sort of homey. As crazy as this is, there's elements there that are in line with, you know, whose bedroom this is. By King Peter of Narnia. You know, the golden boy. The chosen one. That's why I really am not a fan of Peter. I mean, he's a great guy, don't get me wrong, but he definitely occupies the chosen one trope as far as things go. Peter, who did no wrong. Who likes boys like that? Seriously. I want a guy who, not that I want a guy, I don't really want a guy, but if I wanted a guy, I would want a guy who has done some wrong in his past. Who, you know, maybe was in trouble or experimented or did some things in his childhood or boyhood that he's not necessarily proud of now, but he's learned, you know, like he learned from that experience. He grew as a person, and his concept of his self and his place in the world was challenged, and he met that challenge somehow. That's the kind of person you want. Guy or girl or any other gender or agender, as it were. That's the kind of person you want to look for in life. Too much good is too easy and honest to God, one-dimensional, and I swear it's gonna bite you eventually. It's not the sort of thing that can withstand rigorous life, rigorous living. Well, that's an option. Look at that. It does come off kind of as pink. You know, it's got a pinkiness to it. Oh, I coughed in my hand instead of my elbow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so the wood looks good. That's a good looking wood. It would need a solid wall, one of those two walls, one of these two, I think, because it is so patterned. But I like it much better than the mission bed. I do. I like it better than the mission bed. And it's base game. A lot of these are. I mean, the mission bed was base game as well. Oh, look, it's got like this interesting detail work. I did not realize it had detail work. What bed is this? The Barnish bed? The Barnish bed. Constructed of reclaimed barn doors with gentle hay-scented mattress. Oh, you know what else? I'm not looking at stats on any of the beds I've pulled. So this is a 411. That's pretty bad. That's kind of a shitty bed. That's super low. I wouldn't even consider anything lower than that. That's really low. Shoot. And yes, I know there are mods that make this situation better. I am aware. And in fact, when I'm playing a modded game, I use them. I use the mods that adjust or customize the stats for each bed. I use the mod where you can put any mattress on any bed frame, and some of them, I have a couple where you can change the drapes, you know, and even the drapes you can select, you know, not just the color of the mattress, but the color of the drapes and the color of the bed frame, and you can coordinate it all better. EA, why do you hate us? Why don't you give us these good, wonderful things? Why do you make us give ourselves these things? I mean, we're basically doing your work for you. You gotta stop that. You really gotta stop that. Gotta stop doing that. Okay, so here's what we got. We got 4 options. 2 of the same type, and then 2 others that are really dramatically different. All of these. And let's take a look. So this one is a 411. That's crap. This one is a 522. This one right here, that's a 522. That's much better. I really kind of want this bed now. But a 411, that's just untenable. You can't have an adult working off of a 411. I mean, kids or toddlers, you kind of want that low because you want them to sleep all day, please. But an adult, no, they need more sleep. So these guys, the vampire pack, that's an 855. We went from a 522 to an 855. I mean, that's the answer. I mean, there it is. You know, what can you do? I mean, look at those stats. A 522 is functional, but an 855, I mean, you can't even be in the same, like, now I actually think I need to rethink Susan's bed. Susan's a 522. What about Lucy? Lucy is a 522, and Ed is a 822. Oh, I'm touching my face again. Gosh darn it. Okay, so the girls are on 522s, which is okay, you know. They can sleep longer if they want to. Ed's on an 822, and I mean, this is an interesting look, but I think it's out. I think it's got to be one of these with the better stats. 855. I mean, he is the High King after all. He deserves better stats. I just don't like the colors. I just don't like the colors. I really can't stand that counterpane. I mean, I really don't like that color. Look at that. I mean, am I seeing like glare or something on my computer from the lighting in the room? I mean, is it just me? Guys, like everyone? Sorry, guys is gendered and I'm trying to not use it, even though I've been using it for nearly 3 decades. I am trying to break that habit. Y'all, everyone, folks. There's so many gender neutral or inclusive multi-person nouns. Nouns? Pronouns? What the hell is y'all? What part of speech is y'all or everyone? That's a noun, right? My English teachers are going to be so embarrassed when they see this. Okay. Back to the beds. I hate the color of that counterpane. I really can't deal with it. That is a rusty, orangey, reddish, brownish. I mean, and look, here's a good place, a good angle to see this color on the curtain. This curtain is like raw sienna. I mean, if I had to color match that, I would be like, I mean, let's start with raw sienna or burnt sienna and go from there, adding or taking away stuff, because I mean, that's just, look at that color. I mean, it's like a brown that has ambitions to be crimson is what that is. That's an ambitious brown. I mean, really, it wants to be crimson, but it's really not. I mean, there's definitely blue undertones in that. Ugh. Okay, so we've got that color on the curtains. And then we have on the fitted sheet, the bottom sheet, gray. I mean, that's gray. It's not even silver. I mean, you wouldn't even be like, oh, she's got silver sheets. Yee. Like, that's just gray. That's just not white. You know? I mean, it doesn't look dirty. It just looks like gray on a bed that has no business having gray at all. And then you've got what is supposed to be the same color, the comforter and the pillows. But the pillows have this highlight on them to make them look round naturally, you know, to get that plump appearance. But that also means that the color of the pillows and the color of the comforter are not really the same. I mean, visually, you look at that and you know it's supposed to be the same in your head, but they're not. I mean, they're not really the same. So you've got at least 2 or 3 different colors of red going on between the comforter, the pillows, and the pattern that is on them. And then the cherry on this awful color cake, you have this counterpane, this top sheet that's unspeakable. The unspeakable horror of that. I mean, I really just can't. That is a terrible color. And like when you highlight, look, when you mouse over and highlight it, it just gets worse. It gets worse instead of better. Oh my God, EA, why do you hate us? Why do you do this with your colors? This is so bad. Practically orange. This bed is not red. It's basically orange and wood color and whatever the hell is going on the curtains. This is terrible. This is so terrible, and I hate it so much, and I need the wood. I need this wood match. I need this wood. I need this wood, these curtains, this bottom sheet, this counterpane, and this cover and pillows. That's what I need. That's what I want. That would be the perfect bed for this room. Son of a gun. Okay, I'm having bed problems. I'm really having bed problems. Because look at that wood from here to there. Look at that. That might be one of the closest color matches ever. I mean, this is so mismatched. It's gonna suck no matter what. Oh my God, it's gonna suck no matter what. Okay, so how does this work with this? Look at it outside. Jesus, those colors are horrible. Okay, so this and that kind of work together. This is why my builds take weeks to finish, because every little detail is like this for me. So this is why I have a hard time participating in like shell challenges or when other people do build challenges. I really want to participate in them with other sim YouTubers and builders. But you know, it takes me a whole day to make one decision about one piece of furniture. I know it's exhausting. Imagine how exhausting it is to be me. I mean, I can't imagine how bored you are watching this, but I'm the one having to live it. And let me tell you, some days it's really not fun. Some days I really wish I could just decide and move on. Decision paralysis is the worst. If I do this bed, then I'm pretty much locked into this wall. Let's do some. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about. So if I'm doing this bed, if I did this wall, I mean, obviously those colors aren't the same. I mean, the wall is just a wall, and having the bottom half be wood kind of helps keep the reds separated, but it's not great. Look at that. That's not great. Okay, so let's take a look at this red. See? Yeah, see? That's better. If I do this bed, I'm pretty much locked into this wall. Stucco and wood. Do I like that? Am I okay with this wall? I mean, it really brightens the room. It's definitely not bringing the room down. I mean, it's definitely making it brighter. So that's a pair. If this bed, then this wall. All right, let's take a look at the other one. What can we do with this bed? Ugh. Oh, I wish someone out there would just jump on chat and tell me what you think. Tell me which bed, which color I should just go with. I should just get over myself and go with it. Okay. All right, so if I use this bed, I know I wasn't going to mix and match brocade, but let's just look. Let's just take a look. The wood looks good together. This wood looks really good in this room. And this bed kind of makes this wood and this wood cohesive. Okay, and you couldn't see where I was pointing. So this bed really makes the crown molding and the baseboard and the medium wood of the doors and window frames more cohesive, because you do have that two-tone dark and middle wood. And even though they're not a wood match for any of the wood in the room, curse UEA, we do have visually a two-tone aesthetic. So in your head, you read the rest of the room as matching that two-toned aesthetic. And so you look at it and you think everything is a match. You think of the room as cohesive because of that. So that's, you know, that's a thing. That's certainly, I mean, that's worth something. I still hate that counterpane. Still really hate that counterpane. I think it's going to end up being this bed. I really think it's going to end up being this bed. Okay, let's take a look at the other walls. If it's this bed, what about, whoops, total sudden zoom out. What about a wall like this? I'm thinking no, because I'm thinking I don't like brocade on the bed and stripes on the wall. I think that looks a little too, I don't know how to describe it, but I don't like it. So you are out. Out. Okay, what about basic? Here's the basic look. I did it again. Sorry. Okay, so here's the basic wall with that bed. And I mean, boom, there it is. That works. It's basic. It feels like a, you know, match, sort of, for the room. The colors are close enough that it's not abhorrent to look at. That's a thing. That's a thing. Okay, what if instead of basic we went with a little extra detail on top? What do we like? Do we like that? Does that add to the room? I did it again. I swear to God, I'm sorry. Okay, so, you know, we've got this extra wood detailing. How do the windows fit on it? Not badly, but those two windows kind of, I mean, I like that they hide, completely hide. So there's not like wood detailing sticking out at the corners or down here anywhere. But it is a little off-putting because what I would want to do, oh my God, this makes me neurotic, but what I would want to do is wiggle the windows so that the bottom lines up better with the top of this middle rail, and the top of the window up here lines up better with the bottom of the crown molding. And that would be finicky, and it would be obnoxious, and I would only really want to do that for this room and not others. And then what you would have would be out here, you'd have these two ones bumped up a little bit, and this one down here where it naturally sits, and that's a no. That's a no from me. Okay, so honestly, that's out. That is out. All right, here we have a different brocade with, it's lighter, it doesn't have dark wood. It kind of looks more exactly like the brocade that is on the bed itself. It really kind of, like, if you don't look at it too closely, you could be like, oh, matching brocade. Look, it's on the walls, it's on the bed. There it is. Aren't we fancy? We're so fancy. We put pretty things on our walls. Lots of frills and fuss. Oh my goodness. This is really hard for me to do, in part because I hate red. I'm not a red person. I mean, red's not bad. I prefer azures and crimsons that have blue underneath them rather than orange underneath them, like brick reds or fire engine red. But it's hard for me to work with the warm colors, red, yellow, and orange. Not my thing. Just really not my thing. I find those colors really abhorrent. And honestly, Lucy's bedroom is the only place you'll ever see me happy to use a yellow. I hate yellow. I hate yellow wallpaper. I can't stand yellow walls. I can't like yellow is I cannot stand that color. It hurts my eyes. It makes me agitated. Like I'm getting agitated just talking about it. I hate it. So yeah, so red, I'm really having trouble with this, guys. Ah, I did it again, y'all. I'm really having trouble with this, y'all. I'm also having trouble controlling my zoom or remembering not to hit shift while I zoom because that pops you way out and way in very quickly. Yeah, I can't roll this out yet. Shit. I can't roll that out yet. Oh my god, I don't have Corona. I promise. I want to rule this one out. I mean, look at it compared to the stained glass windows over here. I don't like where it takes the color. I don't like it pushes everything into the hotter, oranger side of the room. I don't like that. I don't like this. Okay, so this is out, which means the other bed is also out. So we're on this bed. Yay, we found a bed. Okay, we found a bed and we're down to 3 possible walls. We're looking at that. We're looking at this. So what do we think about that over there? Here's a whole wall with that on it. God, I really love this brocade. I love it. I like that it's big and spacious as opposed to small and it's not overly complicated. Like, look, between this brocade and this brocade, I mean, this has flourishes and little tiny fiddly details. But something about this brocade, just how big, and it feels open. It feels more open and spacious. This feels, to me, small and fiddly. Very, very, I don't want to say cluttered, but just very nitpicky. Very nitpicky. If this were a plant or a flower, it would be like a cactus or a sharp, spiky flower with thorns. You know what I mean? And if this was a flower or a plant, it would be like a gardenia or like a peony, like very soft and open. And that's me all the way. I'm so soft and open. It's ridiculous. So, dark, but a cooler brocade. Also, it does this cool color effect. I don't know if you can see that when I'm shifting the camera. It has this really cool, it's like this wallpaper does it as well. There's like a glimmer, like a hidden depth, like a sheen or a shine that the light catches it just right. And whoosh, it's like magic. I love it. Oh, I love it. And I'm pretty sure this one doesn't. The base game, yeah, the base game brocade is just flat. Does not shimmer. Does not shimmer. Okay. To brocade or not to brocade? I mean, that's the first question. Are we with these two or are we with this one? Oh, I've run out of tea. It is easier to put things on the walls of blank rooms without getting too crazy. Shelves and plants and decorations. Much easier if the wall is blank. Visually, it doesn't wreck everything. Yeah. See, in the dining room, this, this section, it's got brocade on the walls, but this whole section is windows. And then this wall is door. And then this wall is a door. And maybe I'm going to put like one landscape or, one big single thing. And I don't know, I might not put anything on this wall. So, I mean, that the brocade works in here, for that reason. And, let's look at Ed's room has brocade as well, but it is mostly windows occupying the wall space. And I might put little things here or there, but this wall is occupied by a bookshelf. So, I mean, really, the brocade is working in this room on the walls because there's too many big things dominating the walls to have much decor. So the walls themselves need to be the decor. And then we have this bedroom. Where am I going to put the swords? Both boys have swords. They're going to have swords hanging on their walls in a decorative manner. Obviously. So, am I going to put Peter's swords in his room? Like, bam, right there on the wall? Or over the fireplace? Or am I going to have them hanging here in the outer room by his desk? Like, if you come in to talk to the king, you gotta sit in a chair just staring at his method of killing you. Maybe I should put them both places. Maybe there should be swords everywhere. Did that help? Did that help me decide? No. No, it did not help me decide. Here's the other thing. Did Peter choose this room? Because if Peter picked out the things for this room, he most definitely would just go blank. Boom. There it is. We're done. If Susan or a steward or butler or personal assistant of some kind is responsible for this decor, we might end up with brocade because, high king, fancy, schmancy, magnificent. God, this is tough. I did it again. I did the zoom again. Oh, I'm angsting over this. Ah! Okay. This is nuts. Here's the thing. I do like this bouquet. It is from the vampire pack. So naturally, it's going to look good with the bed from the vampire pack. Right? Like, of course it looks good with this furniture. It was made to go with this furniture. But that doesn't mean it's right for this room. Yeah, I think I gotta pull this one out. I think it needs to be one of these two with the bottom accent. So, plain or decorative? Plain or decorative? I don't know, man. I think plain. I think, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Let's do plain. Let's do plain. He's got brocade on his sheets, his comforter, and his pillows. But I don't think he's fussy fancy. I think he'd rather just have a wall and be done with it. Okay. We are now down to this decision. Do we want the stones? Do we want the stones inset? Let's take a look at what that would look like. Honestly, it doesn't look bad, especially if I put a fireplace in there. If I don't put a fireplace in there, I'm going to do it all with the stucco and wood. Should I do it even with a fireplace in there? Yeah, I should. I mean, and here's why. The crown molding corners. You know, you wouldn't have crown molding and baseboards and all this fancy paneling that just ends at an open corner like that. You'd want to end it in a wall. So you'd either end it there at the corners and leave all of this stone, or I could do around the corner and leave that back wall stone against the fireplace. Okay, let's look at that. Let's look at that. Here's the room, and there's a fireplace on the stone wall. Do we think that's a yes? Is that a yes or a no? Damn. Okay. Let's leave it as is for now and talk about the rest of the furniture. 12:30. Okay, I've been at this for a little bit. And I've only done two things, right? I've decided the bed and the wallpaper for one room. Woo! Although, to be fair, I did take you on a little bit of a tour before we got started. Okay, so here's the red version of this fireplace. It's red, it's got gold accents. It is also from the Vampire Pack. I'm pretty sure this is the Vampire Fireplace. Soporific. Yes, the Vampire Pack Fireplace. I mean, it's a pretty good I mean, look at that. It's a decent color match to what's going on in the room, and the gold is good. You know, it's got that gold. That's not bad. That's not a bad option. There's a plain. Does that have red on the inset? It's very hard to tell if that's red or brown on the inset there. This one's brown. Got a brown option. How's that look with the... Of course, the wood, you know, doesn't match anything else in the room. Thank you, EA. Match your wood palette, please. Nope. Nope. What is that color combo? Dark teal and raspberry? Like, what the heck is that? Okay, we could do white. We could do just like a straight up white on the white stone. That's very bright. That is very white. If I could get a weathered looking white, that would be better. You know, like with the curtains and the stone. They're white, but they're not, you know, white. They're not like paper white. Oh, God, no. Yeah, no. Pink. No. Gray, blue. With the white-ish marble. No. No, I don't think that works. So we've got white, white. Don't think that works. We got red and gold. We got kind of a neutral ivory eggshell kind of color. We got the brown. I'm mixing the brown. I like that it has the red on this inset part, but the brown, like, it just really doesn't match. I mean, look at that. It introduces a whole nother wood tone to the damn room. Like, it just kills me. That stuff just kills me. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. So we're looking at this one, and we're looking at this one. I feel like sometimes when I'm making these decisions, it's like I'm in an eye doctor's office and he's doing the whole better number 1 or number 2. Better 1 or 2. I never knew the answer. I had panic attacks. 1 or 2. A or B. This is a better match to the stone and the curtains than the bright white. And I like what's going on here better. I like the color of this grate, and I like the color of this wood. See, look at this. The grate is the reddish color, and the wood is brighter. And to be honest, I like that better. For some reason, it feels more realistic, less cartoony. I mean, it's a tough call. Better number 1 or 2. Oh, this game. It is so this game. Honestly, I think I'm going to go with this one. I really do. I think I'm going to go with this one. It's kind of a neutral option, like the curtain decision was a sort of looking for a neutral option that was also sheer. So you can see the stained glass. Because why have a stained glass window and then cover it up? It makes no sense. So that was a neutral choice. If I leave the wall, the stone, the rough stone behind the fireplace, I mean, it just, I really think color-wise, this ties in with, you know, like some of the accent colors on these stones. And then this, to me, just is like a neutral flat color. Like, it's not so white that I've made a conscious choice to be white. It's not black. And it's indeterminate. I wouldn't call that gray. Maybe call it silver or silver gray, but I also wouldn't call it metal. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, it's marble top with a metallic finish. Like it could be stone. It could be unpolished marble. It could, you know, there's a lot going on there, but I really think it's got the hint of red in the inset, you know, decorative part. I think that's it. I think that's the room. Those are the major elements of the room. The bed, the fireplace, the walls, the flooring. And we got the windows and curtains done. We just need bedside tables. Everyone knows. People who are not familiar with EA, you shall now learn that bedside tables are not a thing that EA does well. It's just not a thing. I'm looking at this corner right now because I'm trying to decide if I want like a personal desk, like his own personal desk and computer, or is this going to be it? Oh, speaking of which, he needs a computer on that desk. I am using a locked computer. Personally, I like very modern, very slim profile computers because technology is important. Because I'm a gamer and, you know, my computer is my world. So I usually use, if I'm using City Living, I'll use this one, the immersive bend with that nice curved screen and some good stable stats. I don't usually go lower than that. Of course, I let my toddlers have tablets, but I don't usually use any of the desktops lower, you know, down here. I'm ambivalent about the laptops. So you've got this laptop, right? Boom, laptop. But like all the computers, they're bound to desks. You have to put them on a desktop, not a table, not, you know, like I can't like throw it up here on the mantle or on a side table or like the kitchen. Oh, it does go on the kitchen table. Yeah, but then that occupies a spot on the kitchen table. Mostly what I'm trying to say is I have not yet seen a sim mobilize a laptop. Like here it is, free roam portable computing device. And this one is, you know, a portable computer. And this one from university, again, supposed to be, you know, portable laptop. But I have never seen a sim pick up a laptop from a table or like in their bedroom and bring it out to the living room or the kitchen to use it. You know, like, what's the point of having a laptop in game if it doesn't lap? Like, you're just making a small profile computer that just sits on a desk. So that's my gripe. That's my gripe about the newer stuff putting laptops in game, because I'm like, I've never seen them actually use a laptop like a portable computer or a tablet. Like, just never seen that. So yeah, so I do when I'm building, obviously the Ghost Rider laptop is fab. It's got the Unbreakable and the level 10 stats, but I mean, that's 10,000 a pop, and it besides being crazy expensive, it's also I don't want something unbreakable in a build for a base family, like a family that's not like my sim self and has accrued lots of game time and lots of skills, and, you know, doesn't need, you know, I want things to break. I want my sims to have to fix them and get their handiness up. I want them to have to struggle to get their stats up and, you know, to keep their needs fulfilled. I don't want them to have something this powerful in a starting build. So I usually unlock the reward and career locked build elements, and I use it's from Get to Work. I think it's from the detective career. Yes, detective career. The regulation station. It's only 1,500, but it's at 7.6 for its stats, and of course all the skills you get off a computer. And look how slim it is. Look how fabulous this, like, super modern, slim, like, that's gorgeous. That's just gorgeous, you know, like wireless mouse and keyboard, super slim, super small, you know, the footprint on the desk is lovely. I like the colors. I like the glass. I like that it has rounded edges instead of square edges. I'm such a freak. I love this little computer so much. I love it so much. So that's my favorite default go-to computer. You can see I've everywhere that's wanted for a computer in this build, I've been using that one. Yes, because I love it. Because I love it. That's fabulous. Yeah. So I don't know why I had forgotten to put a computer on that desk, but boom, there it is. Computadora. So yeah, so I don't think we need to have a private or personal writing desk or desk in this room. I think I'd rather have comfort items. Two chairs and a table, you know? I guess 2 chairs and a table. Too bad I can't fit something in front of the fireplace. I do love being able to sit in front of the fireplace. I also love the ability to woohoo in front of the fireplace, but you know, I've turned off those mods. I'm not gonna stream to YouTube with adult mods on. No. Yeah, I think it's chairs and a table or something like that. I mean, I don't like putting TVs or video game consoles in bedrooms. I really don't like that. I also don't like giving the Sims more than one source of sound, you know, like a speaker or a radio, because if you give the Sims more than one speaker in a house, they will go and turn on all of the sources of music in the house and leave them on, and you'll go crazy trying to figure out which is the one that's still on and why can't I get it to turn off. You'll go crazy. So I have this one out here, the smart speaker that they've added. I think that's base game, yes. But it's only recently been added, this smart speaker, so that they get both, you can interact with it. So I think if you interact with it with like playing trivia or telling jokes, I think that brings up your social. It also controls the lights and plays music, and you know, it's an Alexa or whatever brand you use. And so I got it here in front of a decent amount of space so that they can not just turn it on but also have room to dance a little bit. In a super fancy build, in a real big expansive castle kind of build, I will build not just a formal dining room but like a dining hall. I'll do a full dining hall or grand hall, and I will do a ballroom. I love putting in a ballroom with dance floors. But yeah, focus, Mata, focus. Okay, back in this room, we're looking at, do I have a smoke alarm? Yes, I do have a fire detector. Okay, just checking. Sometimes I forget, you know, the important stuff like smoke detectors. Now this all stuff, clocks and things, that's more decorative, so I'm not currently gonna, excuse me, I'm not currently gonna fuss with any of these extras. And we don't need appliances or transport. Storage includes bookshelves. We probably want access to books in the office space as well as in the personal space. Because I'm a reader, and so therefore everybody else must also be readers. Voracious readers. So let's take a look. When I've got my mods turned on, I have hundreds of different bookcases. It's ridiculous how many bookcases I've collected over the years of playing this game. Of course, none of this wood is going to match. I believe this is the slim one that I'm using in Ed's room. I'm pretty sure that's the one. Yeah, I'm using that one in Ed's room. And although it's slim, it's got a very small footprint. It's not going to fit anywhere in here. So I think what I need in the office space, which is smaller than I really would want it to be. Okay, I might enlarge the entire castle build, just, you know, now that it's on a bigger lot, the lot that I am eventually going to have it be on. I might just take the whole thing and, you know, like just do a embiggen to the whole thing. And that would give me more space, you know, a more spacious office, and various things. Mostly the public rooms. I mean, the bedrooms are decently sized, I mean, for bedrooms. But like the kitchen, a bigger dining room, a bigger living room. Extra space for a ballroom somewhere. Wouldn't that be lovely? God, it'd be lovely to have a ballroom. Somewhere on the public level. And that would change the footprint of the level beneath it, and possibly also the basement level beneath that. but probably just this one and this one. Anyway, if I do that, I will do it off camera because it's going to take a lot of fiddly adjustments to, you know, size things bigger appropriately. I mean, a room like this with walls in all these strange directions, you know, like to try and see how, oh, that's just gonna, it's gonna be crazy. It'll be crazy trying to embiggen. So I'm not gonna put that on camera. If I do that, that'll be in my own time off screen so that people don't have to watch me. Unless you want to, unless someday you want me to, you know, do this on screen for you and watch me just rage. I will be, it will not be pretty trying to embiggen these spaces to make better use of the lot. Yeah, it will not be pretty when I do that. So anyway, yeah, leave a comment and let me know if you want to see my rage and total meltdown, because that can happen if you desire it. Otherwise, I'll do it off camera and just keep showing you some of the decor and decisions I make, and when I get into like the landscaping and the pool, and I have plans for the landscaping and pool and all of that stuff. So that's going to happen, and y'all will see that. But if you want to see me go crazy trying to embiggen things, let me know. Let me know in the comments below, and I will take a look at that. Maybe let you see that. Anyway, so we're talking about bookcases. We're trying to get access to books in the office and in the bedroom. So obviously, as it stands right now, I don't really have a bookcase that I would put, you know, if these were counted as bookcases, that would be great. But they count as shelving. But I mean, they're good, you know, with the lack of space, you want something open and something with a low or diminishing profile, so that, you know, you don't make everything seem heavier. You know, you don't want an enclosed solid piece of furniture that's going to make the room feel smaller than it is, especially not right here by what is going to be a main walkway to and from the bedroom to the bathroom. Yeah, that's not a good idea. I do have these bookshelves which kind of work for that, but what they don't work for is any kind of match. Color match, wood match, metal, the metal frame, not a match. Doesn't work with the aesthetic, doesn't work with the wood. I mean, these would be perfect. I would put them on either side and I just don't feel that there's a match to the, you know, to the aesthetic and to what's going on in the room. Bummer. Okay, so we have shelves there instead. Let's take a look at these bookcases. No. Okay, so this is city living. We have a shelf. We have a wall-mounted bookcase. Let's raise that up a little bit. Something like that looks neat and would very much work in this kind of area. This sort of space looks great for a wall-mounted bookcase. This, however, is not the one. I don't like the color. I mean, we could do just a straight black, but it's not great. It's not great. I'm not a fan of the style. It's way too modern, way too structural, modern, urban living. That's really not the vibe in this build. Also, it's from the City Living pack, which again, I'm trying to avoid using too many packs. So that's a no-go for this room. We have this little guy, which, you know, is something that could go under a window. If I ditch these shelves and just have a window bookcase there. But it's definitely not small enough to go on a wall. They wouldn't be able to walk between that and this. But this could go in this room somewhere. Let's look at the wood, because EA hates us. That kind of works. And we're back to black. So that's a flat back. That's a blonde. This sort of works. This sort of works. Let's take a look at the other one. Black or chocolate. That's a no, that's a black. That's the chocolate. So we have this one. We have brighter, middle, and dark. Ugh. That's darker than the frames and doors and floor. This is lighter than everything. It really doesn't match anything. This is close. It's kind of between this paneling and the door frames and window frames. Sort of. Kind of between. Kind of a bland wood color. Would the dark look good with the dark of the bed, maybe? But it's not like, if it was dark, it's not like I would take it and put it against the wall. You know, over here, like, hey, read a book while you're in bed. Let's check. Technically, that is enough room to walk between and either get a book or get into the bed. These objects would still be, technically, would still be functional and not destroy each other. What does the black look like? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. So that's the dark wood, and this is the black. Oh, no, 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 black, no. No. You're supposed to be dark, like the bed. Bugger. So if I put it over here, you know, that's a thing. Will it fit in one? Will it fit in one square? Could I make it fit here as like the bedside table? Like maybe it's kind of like the bedside table wanted to be there. It's not clipping. No, it's not clipping. I mean, that could happen as well. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. The kind of horizontal lines, the open horizontal lines, kind of echo what's going on in the bed construction here, which is not bad. I mean, that's not bad. It is a little in the wall. It's a little in this wall, but I'd rather this side be in the wall than this side over here. Look at this. I don't want this clipping. I mean, it is clipping. Let's get in there. Get in here. Yeah, it is clipping through the, curtain, but it's really hard to see that clip. I hate clipping. I hate clipping. I will do everything in my power to avoid unfortunate clipping. But that is so subtle. That amount of clipping is so subtle. And there's nothing over on this edge that object-wise that is clipping. Obviously, of course, the bookshelf is in that wall. See, there's the wall span, and this is all cut off. There's a whole book in this stack of books that's cut off, but it's a clean cut. This isn't clipping into the wall. This object isn't clipping into the wall. And you'll see when I pull out, I think the wall cuts exactly between this book and the last book. And I think this book still has its cover, its full cover, not clipping into the wall. I think it really, oh, really? Yeah, there's green. Look, there's green. It is. It has its cover, not clipping into the wall, or, clipping so slightly that it doesn't look like the object is stuck in the wall. It looks like it's just, the books are just stacked against the wall. Ugh. So that kind of works in this obscenely perfect kind of way. Like that really shouldn't work the way it did, but that kind of works. And that's a great profile for a beside the bed piece of furniture. I mean, it really is. That slim, that small of a footprint. It really is nice. If it could be half as tall, it would be, like if we had, just this much of it. EA hates us. Where's my dog? Asleep on the couch. Perfect. Perfect. Just like a toddler, like every now and then you're like, hey, it's too quiet. It's a little too quiet. Where is the small dependent life form, and what are they doing? Here's another one that's fun to put up against walls. Can I put it up against this bed and make it look good? Probably not. I mean, probably not. I'd have to like smosh it in there. And there's not going to be a good way to smosh that it's not showing through. And if I turn it around and smosh it the other way, let's see if I can just put that away. Nope, that's outdoors. See, even smoshed, it cuts into the bed. That's a nope. That's a big no. Okay, so here's another wall-mounted base game bookcase. I am not a fan of how this looks in this room. I'm honest. And it's got to be, I think it needs to be further down the wall to allow Sims to interact with it. So I put it like somewhere like that and just pray that the two chairs and a table don't block it. I'm not a fan of the aesthetic. I mean, it really is kind of mod, kind of IKEA, that kind of look. And That is not the vibe going on, you know, with the furniture in this house. But there is, I mean, it's an option. Would I put it in this room? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. Ugh, why is my nose so sniffly right now? Ugh, so sniffly. Okay, other options include something that will sit on the desk or the table, which is fabulous, but not this one. First of all, it's in Lucy's room already, and second of all, that just don't look right. That just don't look right. Here's another one that can be put on the wall. That's a little better in terms of look and function. We're going to have a problem with the wood because EA hates us. So, of course, naturally, we're going to have just nothing good. Just nothing good. That's either their black or espresso color. That's definitely a white, blonde, medium, dark wood, and light wood, blonde wood, black wood. Yeah, that's a hot mess. That's a hot mess. That will match nothing. Okay. I would use the elephants because, I mean, that's awesome. Look at that little set of books with a bookends. Those elephants are so cute. But everyone repeat with me. It's from the City Living Pack. All right, we got succulents from the Tiny Living Pack. And that one just came out recently, and a lot of people jumped on it. A lot of people have Tiny Living. I mean, first of all, it just came out. Second of all, it was super hyped. And it's got great stuff in it, you know, like this cute, adorable books with succulents, and I mean that looks so good in a little office room. Yeah, it really does. Okay, so that, not base game, but kind of a possibility. I could fake it with these base game books and some base game plants of my own. That'll be, I'd have to manually place them, and you know, that's so much fun. Ugh, I need some water. My throat's getting dry. I love you all, but I don't normally talk at all during the day. Okay, so let's look. Base game would be better. Does base game actually have any kind of plants, potted plant that's small and usable, like as a bookend, like those succulents? Maybe, maybe not. But that would really be a great way to go. We'll use the default color, I think. Okay, so for now, I'm going to just throw these on this side of the desk. Will they, oh, you know what? Hold on 1 second. Will they snap to, awesome. They will snap to the shelf. Is that position too high for Sims to use them as bookcase? You know, is that too high for the Sims to interact with it for its bookcase function? I don't know. I don't know. They really just recently added the bookcase function to decorative stacks of books. So I'm not sure yet. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. Let me know in chat. if this is going to be too high to function as a bookcase, because that's the level that they snap to. I could manually put them maybe on this sort of level, which would obviously be better. Let's put, I mean, they snap up there, but if I wanted to, I could, let's raise them up. I think that's about right. And just kind of smudge them back a little bit. I think that's good. I think they're clipping through the bottom just a touch. Let's look at the ones up there. Doesn't that feel, I mean, it feels really close, but it feels like these are just a touch through the bottom of the shelf. Not that we'll, you know, be able to see under there. Thank you, camera angles. So what if I, let's see if I can fill the shelf up. Is that clipping? Let's look really, really close. Because you know me, I hate clipping. I think that looks good. Okay, let's grab another. Oof. And let's see about a different color, because we don't want it to look samey. I mean, and it's gonna look samey. I mean, obviously it has to look samey since it's literally the same stack of books repeated, you know, 3 times. 2 times. 2 times in a plant, maybe? Because I don't think 3 is gonna... Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I got some messages coming in from some friends. I'll have to check that out later. I think 2 in a plant is going to be the answer. I don't think a 3rd is going to fit well. I think it's going to clip, and I'd have to hide that, hide this, overlap it just a little. Let's see if I can get in there without... How does that look? Oh, no, it needs to come forward. Oh. How does that look? That really lines up, and it's not clipping through, and it ends right at the bookcase. And it does help break up some of the samey, matchy, because it very clearly, like this book that's very obvious with the little, that gets repeated here in a very obvious, repeated kind of way. But because this overlaps, and this pink book here, and then how quickly this one comes up again, it's not the same length away. That really helps break up the samey. There's a little bit of clipping here with this pink book and this blue book not overlapping each other perfectly. And that bothers me intensely. Okay, let's fiddle. What if I take this middle stack and eat there just 1? I think that looks a little bit better. But the shelf looks much more samey now. The clipping is less. but the obvious plastic nature of this item is a lot more apparent. Let's back up. Let's see what it looks like, you know, further back in the room. If I can go further back in the room without, you know, a wall. That really does look samey, doesn't it? Oh my god, that looks so bad. EA, give us clutter. Huh. Okay, hold on one second. Let me at least make it so that I don't keep getting notifications. Okay, so hug. Okay, I definitely like it at this level, though. That's a good level for those books. Honestly, this and this would be a better level, but I don't know if I want to. I had to manually place the ship, so I am not changing the ship. But I could throw that over here and have these two shelves be books. And then the bottom and the top will snap decor on them. As long as it's the right size. Okay, so yeah, so speaking of decor, what did I click on that got me, well, moving this, but that shouldn't have popped me into, the books. It's the books. It took me out of bookcases and put me into decor, and that drives me nuts. Oh, you snapped this level. No, no, guys, no. Oh, no. Ugh. It just means that it's going to be harder to manually throw other books onto that shelf. Let's see what I can do. First of all, let's change the colors. God give me strength. Okay, we're going to put that there to close up the snapping so that it stops trying to snap my stuff everywhere. We're gonna... That's a floater. Oh no. Oh no. Will this hide or will it be super apparent? I'm not liking what I'm seeing. It's not going the way I'd like it to. I mean, and you wouldn't turn books around on a bookshelf. Like, you wouldn't do that. Why would you do that? That looks weird. Nobody really does that. Nobody would do that. So we got a problem here. That kind of binding isn't unheard of. That sort of double look or layered matted look for that book right there in the middle, but I mean, that's not great. That's not a great look. So we really want, that's clipping through the shelf. What if I drop that back? Line up the yellow. Let's drop it back a little more so that the yellow, so that there's some diversity in where the books line up to. And check. Yay! They're not clipping through the bottom! Okay, so it's doable. It's doable. That doesn't look great when you're up close. That looks really I mean, I'm trying to go for, there's a slim book. Like, this is a slim hardbound book in between these. I mean, it's not great, but it also isn't horrible. It's not great, but it's not horrible. I think the shadow on that, see how on this one there's, because of the creases, there's a shadow, an interior shadow. I think we're getting a little hint of that. That's helping this look like a full book on its own, like the spine of a book on its own. I think that's helping. Oh, this looks so bad. Oh, I hate it when clutter looks bad. I really do. I really hate that. That's a little bit better. No, it's worse. Look. Okay, so I just made it worse instead of better. So we're gonna put it back. I was just trying to get the shadow, man. I just want a little bit better definition on that shadow, but not enough to pull it off. Oh my god, this is so fiddly. This is my life, guys. This is what I do. Perfection or nothing. Can I really get this last little pixel without getting too many? No. Like, I think that's a no. I think I can't get that pixel without losing. Yeah, I think that's, oh my god, so close. I think that's as far as I'm really gonna get. Ever. As close to it as I'm gonna get. I think that's it. That's really it, because this snaps in the middle. And unless I wanted to do all of them manually, it's possible to do all of them manually, and maybe I should. Okay, these are the things. These are the things that I don't want to do, but I feel like this game forces me to do. Plus, I'll be able to put them, you know, back against the shelf, the way that, you know, you put books. Like, further back. Look how much gap they leave. Look at that gap. That gap is huge. You wouldn't leave your books on. You'd shove them back. You would shove your books back. You wouldn't have that much of a gap. That's stupid. EA, you're stupid. I mean, surprising no one. EA is stupid. Shocking. Okay, and so we're looking at this. I think I really like the yellow of that yellow book. I mean, because that's a distinct color. Normally I hate yellow, but that's a distinct color that is not on the shelf beneath it. And if I play it right, it will be the only yellow book on either shelf. And that can really help with this is a natural shelf of books, not some unnaturally faked. Yeah, it's that level. Okay. We don't want unnaturally faked bookshelves. Oh, that set itself apart a little bit when I set it down. Okay, let's wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I think that's right. I think that's where I want it. Oh no, I think it's clipping. Go in a little bit, please. Yes, look at that clip. Okay, we're gonna do this better. Yes, we are. Boom. Never settle. Never settle for less than perfect. Never settle. Okay, this is why it does in fact take me hours and hours and hours to do a build, because I want things perfect. Okay. Other side needs a stack of books, and I think it's going to be this one because I don't want that yellow one out. Although this will repeat colors down here on this shelf. They'll be in a slightly different position. All right, let's give it a try. I can mess with the colors later and get them right, exactly how I want them to get. So you're right around here. That's where you go if you're going to line up with the shelf. Let's talk books. All right, you are clipping through a book right there. But that clips. Look at that clipping into the shelf. So we need to move you over at least to here. Can I hide that blue book in you as well? Just sitting here with my mouth open. All right, there's kind of the beginning edge of the blue book. But we can kind of hide that in with the shadow of the green book, which makes it pretty close. So let's take a look over here at what's happening over here. So here's the stack of books, and this is coming through here. And I won't know if it's okay or not until I delete this guy. Oh, what's happening there? We have a little tiny blue thing. So this area is not too great. Look, we have this blue book clipping and then this little slim clip over there. But if you just glance at it, it's a really great shelf. Look how diverse it is and how, like, the colors are random. The heights and thicknesses are really a lot better, a lot more random. I mean, it really is a nice, organic looking shelf. Really is a really nice organic looking shelf. Okay, is the little bits, the little not good bits, are they small enough that I can let them go and just be like, look, bookshelves? Will I notice them every day? Like, notice them when I'm playing. Let's pretend we're playing. Oh, we're walking through, and this thing is at the computer. I'm telling it to go read a book on the bookshelves. in the rooms with the stuff. I might have mumbled all of that instead of, speaking. So I'm just trying to take a look if I will be aggravated every time I see this shelf by how slightly imperfect it is. I think no. I think it looks okay enough to the naked eye when you're kind of at the zoom. When I'm playing, I'm gonna probably be, about this level, right? I'm gonna be zoomed out maybe this much, maybe in a little bit for small things, but there's gonna be 5 adults in this house to start with, and that's kind of a lot to keep track of before they get leveled up enough to leave on their own without too many catastrophes happening. So if I'm at this level, you can see that clipping through the wall. Let it go. Let it go. It would aggravate me worse to slightly off-center the bed so that I can slightly pull this over just a little bit more so that it's not clipping. That would be worse. That would drive me crazy-er. So we're leaving that, and we're leaving this, and this looks, it looks good. It looks randomized. The randomness of this shelf helps make this feel less like filler. God, look at that now. Compared to this shelf, this is so ridiculously smooth and plastic looking. Ugh. I hate EA. They really don't love us. They really don't love us. And I try to play Maxis Match. I try to keep mods and extra stuff in this aesthetic. It's not real. It is cartoony. It's not trying to be highly photorealistic. But okay, let me show you. Let me get back to the bookcases, and I will show you how much freaking EA drives me nuts. Let's take a look. Okay, so we have bookcases like this. That's going to function like a bookcase, and the sim is going to go and grab a book and read it, and it's great. And look, there's a naturalness to this bookcase, right? These books, they're not photorealistic. They're clearly Maxis, but there's variety there. There's diversity in size, in color, in what's on or not on the binding, the spine of the book. This blue one is even pushed back further than, this one and this one are coming out a little further. And so there's, diversity of size and of how far out they're sticking. And it makes a nice looking, realistic kind of collection bundle of books. So then you have that. So compare that to something like this. Look at that. Like right away, you can tell these books look fake. They look like an object trying to look like books. Like in a model home, like if you're looking at houses and you go to a house that's for sale, it'll have books like this, like real books, like, people books. And then you have in model homes stuff like this, where you've got like a box, like a plastic box that has been shaped and colored to look like books. you know, and you can see it. You can tell right away that those aren't real books. And heaven forbid you line them up like I just did on that shelf. Then you're just going to have set of fake books, set of fake books, set of fake books, just going along like that. And it's ridiculous. Now look what they did with the bookcases. So let's get a good example. So like here's a bookcase that looks real enough. Like, you know, there's books and things shoved on this bookcase, and some of them are leaning, you know, this way or that way. There's different widths, there's different sizes. Some are pushed back, others are pulled forward. I mean, there's some stuff going on there, and they're clearly not, you know, real books. They're not trying to be photorealistic, but they're, you know, that's looking pretty decent. That looks decent. That's a bookshelf with objects on it that you would find on a bookshelf. Now let's take a look at how about a bookshelf from one of the most recent packs, Realm of Magic. Now it's not the most recent, but it's one of the more recent ones, right? So from this, and this was from, I think, the toddler pack, right? This is the pack that came. It was a little stuff pack. It was a little extra pack of stuff that went along with when toddlers were released. Okay, so it's not the whole parenting, the full game pack. It's just, I think, just a little stuff pack. Or whatever. Anyway, whatever. Came with the toddlers. That was a while back. So more recently, we've had Strangerville and we've had Magic, Realm of Magic. And so I'm going to put out those two bookcases, and you will see immediately the shit I'm talking about. Like, this is such bullshit. Like, look at that. That's a great bookcase, and it comes in great color swatches for nice, a white, a black, a dark wood, a medium wood. You can work with that. And this is a really nice, formal looking, tall, just a bit of, you know, extra that makes it a little fancier, a little, you know, more expensive looking bookcase. Look at those books. Look at those books. You start out at the top up here, and you got some diversity, you got some, you know, leaning books, and you got some level of, we tried to make some effort to make this a bookcase, and then they just stop. Like, they don't even try. And it's not even like, well, it's a series of books. Obviously, it's a, you know, like a set of encyclopedias, or it's a set of reference books or legal books that all have the same binding and the same, you know, publisher, and they're all in a series together. Okay, that's fine. But look at this shelf. See this shelf right here? This shelf is what a book series or books with similar or the same bindings look like in real life, right? There's a little bit of diversity. They're not all the same thickness. Some are pushed back, some are pulled forward. That is an acceptable look for a book series that you want to say, these are all books in the same series, or these are all books from the same publisher. If you go back to this shelf and this shelf and this shelf and this shelf and this one and this one, you have pretty much no effort at all to make that realistic. They're all the same thickness. They're all the same binding. They're all pushed in exactly the same amount. There's no diversity. There's no shape or size difference. There's not even one that's pulled forward or one that's leaning, or, Like, it is a set that just shunk fits right into that shelf space, and they don't even try to make it look like anything other than a block of plastic that is made to look like books. Like, this is something you would find in a fake house, a model home, or like, I don't know, one of those set of books that you buy at, like, not an antique store, but like a store where you can buy like a set of fake books to make your bookshelf look fancy and look like you have old, expensive, good, literature, or like a series of Jane Austen, or you have a whole shelf of Sherlock Holmes, or you've got a whole encyclopedia set. For kids, for the youngers, watching, encyclopedias were these books, like physical books, that came in a full set from A to Z, and each book, and sometimes they broke them up. Like, M had a lot of entries, so there'd be like MA through MR, and then MRS through MZ, or whatever. Like, so they would break up the big entries into smaller volumes. So sometimes you had 26 volumes, and sometimes you had more, depending on how many entries there were. And it was like Wikipedia, only printed. And you had to get them updated when new editions came out. And people who were fancy would have very serious, very updated, up-to-date, well-printed, and with lots of illustrations and diagrams and maps included, very impressive sets of encyclopedias. And now we just Google everything, right? You just go to Wikipedia and go from there. But yeah, so, there it is. This is, so, like, if you have a model home, or you want to look like you have an impressive library when you really don't care, you would go to places that would sell you a set of fake books, like, just that have the appearance of being a full series of a book or an author, or, literature, some of the great classics. Like, I've seen publishers who will do a run of like the English classics or the Western classics of literature, and they'll have similar bindings. Like, on this shelf, there's a little bit of difference between thickness and how thin or thick they are, but they all have this similar binding. So, like, maybe this is Moby Dick, and this is Jane Eyre, and this is Pride and Prejudice, and this over here is War and Peace, and this one is, name another that's Odysseus, or something written by James Joyce, like The Old Man and the Sea, or, something written by an old white English guy. That's pretty much what people call the classics, even though it's completely racist, and just using this totally arbitrary standard of what's literature. I am on a tangent. Oh my God, I'm on a tangent. But so that, and then here's the Realm of Magic one. In my mind, it's even worse. Like, there's diversity of book covers. Like, they have different colors and sizes going on there, but something about that just flat facade. This is so two-dimensional to me. This is like a bookshelf that has a poster of a bookshelf over it, right? Like, the front here, that's a picture of what a bookcase looks like, put on top of the opening of an actual bookcase. Like, I can't stand it. And it's a shame, because I really love the Realm of Magic aesthetic, because I'm, a dork like that. I geek out for magic and things like that. Like, I love these little kind of engraved patterns, and I love that, you know, there's some nice formal linear lines and nice solid edges, but there's also some curves and some decorative, you know, curving and scroll work, kind of like, I really love that. It's just the right balance of, you know, straight clean lines with organic curves and scroll work decoration. I mean, it's beautiful. And let's look at the wood swatches again. You got some pretty good ones. Black and white, black and white, you know, and then you've got a nice gray with some really, like, the wood accents on this. Look at that. Like, that's a nice color wood. That's a really great color wood, and the gray is neutral enough that you could really put this in any room and have nice, you know, customized decorations in that room. It's a good looking bookshelf. This color combo is a little weird. It freaks me out, I gotta admit, a little bit. The like light candy colored wood with the white ish colored accents on the wood, and then this really red, like a cherry, like a really, I mean, to me this looks like cotton candy. It looks a little immature. It looks a little young. The color of this bookcase, I would put this in a nursery or in a kid's room. I mean, so even there, that's usable. That's a color combination and a wood combination that you could put in a child's room, and it would match. It would go with, you could decorate a child's room using this aesthetic, using these colors. And here's a light wood, you know, a very light white birch or beech or whatever, and then you have a darker wood, nice dark wood, formal library, someone's study, someone's, you know, sitting room, and then you have this default that's, I mean, that's a good basic medium to light wood for anyone's living room, library, study, bedroom. I mean, this is so usable, and I love it. And I cannot stand the way the books look on that shelf. I mean, look at that. That is so flat. That is so unreal looking. That is so plastic looking. Look at this, what they used to do, how they used to, you know, really every shelf, every book, every item on this bookcase is an individual item. It is its own item put on the shelf with other items, and organic and natural, the way that bookcases in real life look. And then you look at something like this, and it's like a bad MS Paint job. You know, I mean, that's Microsoft Paint right there. Like, copy and paste that asset over and over. So it drives me nuts. It really, really drives me nuts, because you would think, as, I mean, here's base game. Look at this base game bookshelf with, you know, this bookcase is great. It's great. I mean, we have the problem with wood that we always have, but look at this. Those are some natural looking books. I mean, there's a scrap of paper. There's a bookmark, for crying out loud. Those are details that, I mean, sure, some of these are a little samey, you know, kind of looks repeated, but there's enough diversity of object that, I mean, it you don't look at it and feel like you're in the uncanny valley. You don't look at it and go, something's wrong there. But, I mean, look at that. That's horrible. It is terrible. You look at that and you know something is off. You know something is wrong. And I can't stand it, because here's the bigger one. Here's the Realm of Magic bookcase that's bigger. So it's a 3-tile bookcase, right? And look, You got some bottles, you got this glowy crystal thing, you've got a book, you've got some leaning books, you know, on a bookshelf. You got books that dip and books that go up, and you got books that are, you know, just random chaos. So that's, I mean, it's better. It still looks a little plastic. It still looks a little flat in a way that bookshelves like this bookshelf didn't have that flat look going across for some reason. But like this, the books, when you get onto the shelves, there's like an invisible glass wall that kind of goes over the top of these shelves. I don't know. But it's better. So I want a bookcase like this, but in a smaller size, because you need a big footprint and you need a small footprint. You need those options. But we don't have one. What we have for the small footprint is this one, and it's terrible. It's horrible. I mean, even compared to its own, you know, partner, like these are meant to work together in the same room, you know, a big one and a small one, and aesthetically they can work together. But, you know, as far as the wood color and the accent color, but the contents, I mean, you can see the difference. Why couldn't they, what they were doing here, why could they not do it over here as well? Like, time crunch? Was one person working on this asset and some other person was working on this one, and they weren't on the same page as far as what clutter looks like in a house, in a real life house? Like, it's really bad. It's so bad, you know, and I want to use these bookcases so much, but I can't. I can put this anywhere that will take a 3-tile bookcase, but I don't have a 1-tile version that will also work in the, you know, it doesn't work. It does not work at all. It's terrible. It's super bad. Here's the one that came with Discover University. Check this out. Look at that. These shelves are okay. Look, some of these books are turned kind of halfway. Some of these are leaning. That's great. This one, boring, flat. Just what is going on there? There's a taller one. There's a full-sized one that is like a lawyer bookcase. Where is it? That's the small one. But there's another one that is very similar. And again, here it is. This fabulous bookcase. Look at this, the wood, you know, the structure. Look how fabulous this bookcase is. Like, look at that. That is some cool with the cabinets, the glass cabinets up top, and the kind of interesting, like, it's not scroll work. It's like this, I don't even know. I know architecturally, or, I mean, it's kind of Art Nouveau, not Art Nouveau, Deco. It's kind of Art Deco, sort of, but like whatever it's called, you know, whatever style this kind of looks like or is drawing on. Again, like these shelves, not bad. You know, you got something going on there that makes them look natural. You know, even though you have what's clearly a bunch of books in a series or a bunch of books by the same publisher, it still works. I mean, it works. You're looking at a real bookshelf. What the hell happened on this one? Why did this row get ignored? And this one, why did this get ignored? I mean, and they brought it back here to finish off this row. You got, like, someone remembered as they were walking out the door. Oh, yeah, let's just nudge some of those books to make it look, you know, real. But these, you know, like, the majority of these lower shelves, the space on this look, this profile, a large chunk of it is just not real looking. And then they did it up top too, behind the glass. Look at that. They copy pasted that crap. Like, it's, I feel very passionate about bookshelves. I do, because I want to use them. These would be great to go back to back in a library. You know, like, that would make a really great looking library. In fact, what did I use? I used them. That's what I used for my library, to do back to back. They're slim enough that you can do back to back. You have to place them manually, and you have to have some, personally, I put some overlap to deal with how the ends are not a flat end. So you have to do some overlap in the middle to, you know, make it look consistent. But yeah, there you go. You know, what a library. But after 6 shelves, you know, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. And obviously I want the wood color to match. So I can't diversify the color of the books on the shelves because they go with the wood, and I want the wood to match. So I literally have just 6 times. This stupid sameness 6 times to make this library. And like, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Look at this run of unrealism. Look at that uncanny valley of just, that's not real. that is not real. That's just not real. Even if I got all of my books special ordered from the same publishing house, from the same distributor every time, like I just put someone on retainer and was like, build me a library. I want all the books. Yeah, even if, so that I ended up with a library full of the same bindings and the same colors and swatches, you know, from the same publishing house that did it the same way for all their books. It still wouldn't look like this. This still isn't what it would look like. It just, it bothers me so much, guys. It bothers me so much. Have I been ranting for like a full hour about this? That's how much it bothers me. And they didn't used to do it that way. These were all newer packs, more recent expansions and game packs and stuff packs that have these bookcases with fake books on them. And they didn't, I mean, it's very obvious right here. They didn't used to do it that way. And it just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Look, they didn't used to do it that way. Look at those books, you know? These are base game bookshelves. Look at the books on this bookshelf. Look how fabulous they are, you know? And they're all kind of the same colors or bindings, or, you know, I mean, they don't have to create individual spines for every single book in the game, but there's enough variation going on in size and shape and texture and how they're falling or laying on shelves. They didn't used to do it this way. They used to be amazing. They used to do good bookshelves that you could put in your house and feel like it's lived in, you know, it's real. That's what a real person would have in their actual house. Oh, I love this one. This one is the Deep Thoughts bookcase from the Writer Career base game, but you have to use the unlock to unlock it so that you can use it in a build or be free building. But look at that. I mean, you have 2 scrolls on it. Like, freaking scrolls? Like, what is that? That's hysterical, right? That's crazy. Posters or towels, rolled up towels or something. Like, that is craziness. This is the kind of bookshelf I have, where I've taken out and read this stack of books so many times that I don't even bother shelving them properly anymore. Like, it's just chaos. That's a good bookshelf. This new stuff drives me nuts. I think I've made that pretty clear, that the new stuff drives me nuts. Bookshelves. Bookshelves. Bookshelves.